We're back with Mr. Derrick Dickens, Senior Vice President of Customer Operations and Chief Customer Officer for Pepco Holdings. And I teased him before we went on the air because with all of that title, it just means he's here to help you. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. Always here to help the customer.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now you told us you've been with what Pepco? Well, you've been in this position how long?
I've been in this role for about 10 months now. Prior
Okay,
to that, I worked at the other divisions within our corporation.
wonderful. Great company you're working for, it seems.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So we want to talk a little bit, about how you're helping people right now. We're in the midst of this crazy pandemic. A lot of people have lost their jobs. They don't have income. And we know that a moratorium may be lifted soon. It may not because the numbers are rising again. But what are you seeing on your side, Mr. Dinkins, as it relates to sort of the needs that people have and what you're advising them?
Well, clearly, as you see, the pandemic has pretty much put everyone in the turmoils of struggling to figure out how do we manage through this pandemic and continue our daily lives. And so, from us at Pepco, when we looked at this, we knew as folks were losing jobs and not being able to go to work and things related to the pandemic, we made an proactive decision to halt our disconnections and late fee practices because of that, knowing that there was going to be some financial stress placed on our customers. And we wanted to make sure that first and foremost, they focused on their health and safety. And so thus we made a proactive decision to defer those activities until we could understand what the future actually held as related to the pandemic. And so with that, we actively suspended those fees and those terminations. And also we restored customers if it was safely able to do that had power that had been previously disconnected.
Um, that's a good thing. And I mean, do people just call you? Because sometimes, especially Black folks, we have a sense of pride, and we wait really late before we ask for help. But how are people told to reach out to you?
I mean, but that's what we would like. We're basically campaigning and reaching out to our customers, having them to call us because we don't know what their true needs are unless they let us know. And so we give out different avenues in which they can contact us either through our web, through our mobile app, or even through the telephone by calling us. And if they reach out and talk to us, we can understand what their struggles are and we can offer a great deal of assistance to make them ultimately be able to manage their utility expenses while they're going through this pandemic without having that stress of worrying about, is the utility going to come and terminate my service? We're here to help you. And we want you to call us so that we can give you those tools and that information to continue to assist you in managing that and not have that stress as you're working through the pandemic.
And while you're calling, people are getting phone calls from other folks and letters in the mail that says, we can lower your electric bill. Call this number and we can do this, that, or the other. Sometimes those calls are legitimate, I guess, and sometimes they're scams. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, I can talk about that specifically when someone calls and solicits you to look for you to change your provider. That typically is a legitimate call. However, if you feel at any time that that's not legitimate, you can reach out and call Pepco to get an answer to confirm that. And also, if it turns out that you were having that conversation with this third party, and it turns out that they changed your service without your permission, you have recourse by going to the DC Public Service Commission and filing a complaint, and then calling us. We can help you work through that issue as well. But unfortunately, there are some companies out there that are calling that are basically trying to scam our customers, and that's very unfortunate. And so we need to make sure we're very careful as you start to answer questions to make sure that if you have any question or any doubt at any time, you should hang up and call us so that we're able to give you that guidance to let you know if that's a legitimate call or not.
And is it the regular Pepco number that you see on your bill, or is there any specific number folks need
Actually, you
to?
can call the regular number, which is 202-833-7750. You call that number, one of our customer service reps will answer the call and will be able to work you through and talk through your situation and answer your questions.
Now, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know what it is. I haven't had to call that number. One of these days, you hate to call any number because there's all this information you have to give before you can even talk to a person. How does Pepco handle that, particularly as it relates to seniors, who just want to talk to a real live person?
No, once you call into our system, you have the ability to either stay within our automated system or opt out and speak to a live operator or representative. And so you just follow that option based on the voice prompts or by the keypad on the phone. You'll be able to get to a live person and be able to talk to and answer your questions immediately.
That's good to know. I always wanted to, you know how you dial these numbers and you're trying to find the secret button that's going to get you to that person and get through all this, online, whatever you call it. But um, when it comes to the customers that are having financial difficulty, are you asking for proof of, their situation, or is it just you're taking their word that they just can't pay their bill right now? Is there anything they have to provide?
No, what we do now, I mean, again, given that the pandemic has started, it caused us to have to reevaluate some of our normal processes that we've had, where customers will call and have to provide specific information to qualify for certain programs or billing payment scenarios. Now that the pandemic has shifted, that's shifted a lot of the
Looks like we're having again more technical difficulty. Mr. Dinkins is frozen on us, and we certainly do want to get him back. And so let's see if we can get him back right now. And for those of you all who are really concerned about your utility costs, particularly Pepco, I mean, that's what this conversation is all about. What we can do to, or what Pepco's doing to make sure that at this time of year, especially if you are heating your house through. Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay, you're a little
I'm sorry, I
frozen.
don't know what happened there.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, technical difficulty.
More and more, you froze on us. But anyway, you were just saying that about. I just wanted you to finish that statement about changing your
So
procedures.
Yeah, so we changed our procedures, and what it really allows is that if any customer calls, and again, the important thing is that they contact us, call us, and we'll work through whatever situation they have, and we believe we have a solution that will allow any customer that contacts us to work through and manage their utility bill through this pandemic time frame. So again, we're being very flexible in how we validate and confirm that that need is existing, and we continue to move forward and do that.
All right. Thank you so much, Derrick Dinkins. We appreciate the Dickens. I don't know why I keep
Do you
saying
still have me?
Dinkins, but yeah, we're here. Hopefully, you can hear us. But thank you very much. We did hear the last part of that, and we look forward to seeing you and other members of your team in the next few weeks. So we appreciate Pepco, and we appreciate you.